Oh, wake up, bro. We're gonna be late for CrossFit.
That one there's the penis pump.
What's up, arcade lovers, game room builders, cinema enthusiasts? Back to the channel for another video, and you can see today I have a couple of toys right next to me, and if you don't recognize this, I highly suggest you go back and watch part 1 of this review, because this is my 32-inch digital movie poster display. It is absolutely killer. I've been rocking it for the last 3 months. The links to purchase everything you need and how to are all in that video. If you want some custom branding on your posters, that's also an option. That's gonna bring us to today's video, where I'm now using the newer version of this frame. This is ran by the V-Photo software, and this one is NextPhoto software. This is also their Pro 32-inch touch model, so I'm going to give you the lowdown on both frames. You guys pick whichever one suits you. They both do the same thing. Basically, couple small differences. One quick thing about the links: if you buy this guy, you can buy it directly on Amazon. I will supply that link. And this guy will have 2 options. So you can buy this dude on Amazon. I will provide my Amazon link for that, as well as the NextPhoto store link. If you use that link, you will save $10 on this frame. 10 bucks is 10 bucks. First thing you guys need to know is this VIP access to all of the new content that I'm giving you guys today comes with your 15,000 movie posters on your 32 gig flash drive. Got a C on one side, you got USB on the other. Plug it into the frame, it plays. That's what you're seeing right next to me. I know you guys love plug and play. Everybody wants plug and play. You gotta be an owner of this first. All of the VIP content that I'm about to unleash upon you is 100% free. That's correct. I'm gonna show you guys how to get the VIP access and what it includes. 2,500 arcade posters, 1,000 comic book posters, and about 15 to 20 cinema movie tracks, MP3s. So some frames actually have background music that allows you to play cinematic music or movie soundtracks or whatever you want them to play. And that's going to be some of the big talking points of today's review. If you haven't checked out my merch store yet, make sure you go there, grab some threads. I'll throw the link in the description. It'll probably pop up and piss you off during this video too, but I don't care because I need a shameless plug. Let's get this unboxed. Make sure you watch part 1 of this video. Get yourself the Cinema Lounge Collection 15,000. Save 50 bucks using my exclusive link in this description. Make your purchase, and once you have it, you will have access to the VIP category where you get all these freebies, and we'll continue to add to it. Once you buy this, you'll immediately get the access. If you've already made your purchase, you will get an email explaining how to access the VIP section, and then that's when the fun starts. So let's get down to the new content. Everybody wants more posters. We got them coming. Let's get this unboxed. I'm gonna dump the files onto this and show you how to do it. Let's wait for the sun to go down and showcase these bad boys. Grab a drink. It's gonna be a loser. Here it is, unboxed in all of its glory. See, we got some accessories that come along with it. It is a very well-built frame, I'll tell you that. It's got some weight to it, but first glance here, guys, we got your quick start guide. It's a couple pages, and then we have your full user manual. Of course, the frame itself. We have your wall adapter here, which has a really good length on that cord. Honestly, I want to say it's about 8 feet. And then we have, again, another VESA mount that will rotate. So you can rotate from landscape mode to portrait mode. I'm only going to be using it in portrait mode, so again, I will not be using this. I will be hanging the frame directly on the wall, nice and flush. Of course, you get your little Kenner Erector set Phillips screwdriver included, some hardware, some screws, some wall mollies. I'm not going to be needing any of that because I'm hanging it in the same exact spot where I already have my current poster hanging right there. We are looking at 17 inches in width. We got 29 inches in height. The way I'm mounting it, it's going to be a little interesting this time. You can see it's flush with the table, but there's a little 3/8 inch box on the back of the TV. So it will sit flush on that box. Overall depth, we're at 1.25 inches. Just the bezel, you're looking at 7/8 of an inch. I have a little plan for that area on the back, so let's flip this bitch over. You can see you got your VESA mount holes on the back. Let's go down to the bottom, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look here. We got your USB-C Got your standard USB 2.0. Got your wall adapter input there for DC, and then we also have your micro SD card. Now, this frame internally has 64 gigs of memory. When you plug in your external, which is exactly what I'm using and what you guys will be using, you can have, geez, I think you could put a terabyte in this thing. As I was saying before, I have a little plan for the back side of this thing, and at first I wasn't really too stoked about it protruding out 3/8 of an inch or so. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in a strip of backlit LED TV, RGB lights, plug it right into that USB 2.0. It will turn on and off when the frame turns on and off. And overall, it's still gonna look nice and flush because this will still sit flush. This frame is 18 pounds, roughly 18 pounds. I weighed it myself, and that's gonna be no problem for the wall MOLLE I'm already using because that frame is roughly the same weight. You'll notice here, we do not have a hole to simply hang it on a screw. But no worries, I am a certified idiot, and I'm gonna go ahead and drill a small hole here. This feels pretty hollow. I'm not really too worried about it. I'm gonna go ahead and pilot a little hole there, hang it right on the screw. Gonna go ahead and route my power cable up around there, make sure it stuffs nicely behind the wall like I already have it. And just like that, we have our hole drilled on the back with plenty of space. If you look down in there, you can see there's a good amount of depth before you would even hit the back of a metal panel. So I didn't even touch anything. You can see a little scrapes right there where I've already hung it one time to just fit it on the wall, and that's trying to find the screw before it pops in there. Welcome to the actual Scantron 5K promo site here through blackmancustoms.com. I will be dropping the link to take you directly to this in the description of this video so that you guys can see the options that we have. Now, in my previous video, I've talked about these two. We are not focusing on the HDMI player. That is a totally different thing other than what I am advertising. That is for a TV option, and in my opinion, there's a lot more extra work involved with that, but it's an option nonetheless. We are going to focus on the preloaded 32 gigabyte USB flash drive right here. And this is the actual drive that you will get when you purchase your order. So let's go ahead and click on that. And here we are at the beautiful Cinema Lounge website. Here's some examples. Here again is the flash drive. Plenty of things to read and look at here. And then what do we have? A little advertisement here for the VIP exclusive access. Now that is going to include right now, there will be some music. I will take you to that page shortly. And then also there is classic arcade flyers, and there is, geez, I want to say 2,500 or so. And then we have comics as well. There is some robust catalogs here. Free, absolutely free to any of you who have purchased the USB flash drive originally for your digital movie posters. This access will be sent over to you after you make your purchase, and the people who have already done so will get an email. Here's some gallery examples. Again, we're gonna scroll all the way to the bottom, and this is what you need to buy first. This is regularly $250, and as you can see through my exclusive link, we are looking at $199, and that is shipped right to your front door, fully loaded. You plug it into your digital picture frame and you are off and running, and that is it. Once you complete your purchase, you will now be the owner, and then we can take you to the next area, which is the actual VIP section. Let's go take a look at that right now. Okay, now here we are at the Scantron 5K VIP exclusive access. Once you have purchased your thumb drive, or let's say you already have one and you get the email, this is where you will go, and everything here is downloadable. You will see we have around 15 full-length movie tracks. Look at these, some of them are an hour long, half hour long, another hour long. These are all very well recognized compositions here. You got Avatar, Avengers, Jurassic Park, Pirates of the Caribbean, Pixar soundtracks, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Transformers, all sorts of stuff. And at the bottom, you can opt to download all of them. So you can have these individually playing in the background while your posters are rotating. And when we get down here, you'll see you click on the comic. So if you click anywhere in this field, it will automatically download the entire zip file for all of these comics. And then when you get down even lower, you can click in this image and it will download all of the classic arcade posters. These are not modifiable. There is no custom text, which the way it says comics and the way it's branded out and the way it says classic arcade, that is exactly how it's going to look if you decide to throw these folders on your existing thumb drive and have a nice plug and play experience with not only comic books, but also classic arcade covers. And then you can see we got some spoilers at the bottom, little teasers, got some pinball, concerts, Xbox, PS5. There will be more stuff coming soon. Let's take a look at how we're gonna throw this on the thumb drive and then get back to our plug and play solution. Here we are, guys, now on the desktop. We can see I have my USB flash drive plugged in right here. Folder is empty. I'm using a blank one just for the purpose of this video. And you can see we have comics, arcade flyers, and we have one track that I've downloaded, which is the Jurassic Park movie soundtrack. I think it's roughly a half an hour long. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna transfer these files. Let's just lasso all three of them, and we're just gonna scoot them right onto that thumb drive and let those files transfer. As you can see, we have almost 3,500 items between arcade flyers and comics. Important note about the music. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using my own music to show you guys the sound because I don't need any YouTube copyright strikes. But if you downloaded one track, or let's say you downloaded all the movie tracks, you can go ahead and throw that entire folder in here with your images, and that is right. Your digital frame will plug and play automatically with those tracks in the background. If you have one that you like more than another, you can just use that track. So what your frame will do is it will automatically play that song while your posters are rotating. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these while we're at it, just so you can see what we're working with here. And here we are, you can see we have a couple thousand, actually this is comics, so there's 900 something comics in here. And then we're gonna go ahead and open up the arcade flyers, and this one has over a couple thousand, I wanna say 2,500. And there are tons of classic arcade flyers in here. And all free, guys, all part of the VIP section. So once we have these all loaded onto your thumb drive, you will also likely see another folder for your poster collection for your movies. There's the 15,000 in there. It is as simple as it can get. You throw this on the thumb drive, you plug it in, it plays, it randomizes. If you want to turn the volume up or down, you can. If you want the music playing, this is the note I wanted to let you know, is the tracks will automatically play. They'll randomize, they'll go through from track to track, but they will never not have sound, and they will loop from track to track. You'll never be without sound. If you like one song, or you want to put your own music on there, or your own audio, it will automatically play that in the background while your posters are rotating. But it is literally that simple. This is as easy as you can get it done. All part of the VIP section once you make that purchase. Let's go ahead and eject this USB flash drive, plug it back into the frame, and we will be off and running. We have our USB-C stick plugged in, fully loaded, ready to go. Literally all we have to do is just plug the power adapter in. I'm gonna fish it in that hole in the wall, plug it into my smart plug, and we are good. Shall we? You just can't reveal something like this unless it's nighttime, so I had to do it right. So now that we have that out of the way, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. You guys, listen, I didn't know if I was going to be down with this LED behind it, but dude, look at this. Come on. Gotta hit it from multiple angles. This is crispy as hell, guys. Check that out. What a sweet end product this turned out to be. Damn. Now, like I said before, the back panel sits flush and you got just that little bit of elevated space there. I ran Cobb dotless lighting in there. All sorts of colors. Take a look at the other side right here. The side view is really good on this frame. I actually am super surprised at how good the side view is. There's no washout. Dude, this is killer so far. And here we go with some classic arcade. This is one of the arcade posters. Dude, just crispy as hell. So I got this remote for the lights on the back. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on something else. There we go. I mean, there's all sorts of different color modes. Really gonna make that game room or home cinema pop. No question about that. I do have this on a 30-second delay, so we got a Turtles poster up now. It's just, I'm a fan of the solid lights on the back, so I'll likely just keep it red all the time, but why not get down with a little multicolor right now? Got comics for days. Everything looks really good. So you can see there's a nice background there with a sweet logo at the top to make sure it fills out that frame. If you didn't have that, you would just have the comic book cover and there would be black space on the top and bottom. He really does this right. I love the way that these turned out. Got an OG favorite right here. Who doesn't love some Pac-Man? Yeah, I'm just, giving you guys the tour. For all you Star Wars lovers, I mean, not really my thing, but hey. Everything looks super dope. So like I said before, this is a touch screen frame. So they'll scroll every 30 seconds. That's what I have it set to. Let's go ahead and swipe it. You can just move along. There we go. Got food fight. The arcade has the retro arcade background look, nice and soft. So again, fills it out nicely. Guys, this is some no-brainer type stuff here. Plug and play, super simple. I'm gonna do some side-by-side comparisons here. I'm just swiping along to show you guys. Oh, there's one of my posters. So right now, I actually have movie posters, the arcade posters, and then I also have the comic posters, all just randomized. So no matter what, you're gonna see a lot of dope shit. Also, keep in mind, these are all 16:9 ratio images, so you have to have a 16:9 ratio frame. Believe it or not, they do make 16:10 ratio frames, and if you do that, you're gonna have a little bit of blurred or black edging on the sides. There you see it just scrolled over. And again, this is not the matte finish screen, so my other one is matte, this one is gloss. I'm assuming it's because of the touch feature, but either way, you're gonna have a little bit of glare, but it's really, really crispy. I cannot state that enough. This poster can go straight to hell. The Nextphoto app, you can control and use it as a remote for this screen. So this one does not come with a remote. My other 32-inch does come with a remote, but it is not a touch screen. So you can use the Nextphoto app, or you can actually send images, whatever, from the Nextphoto app if you'd like. I highly recommend just using the USB and doing it right. But if you want to send images, there's no telling how they're going to look or how they're going to show up on there. But either way, that is an option. So everything else is going to be touch. I'm not going to show the remote on the app just because, you're probably just going to touch and swipe. All right, let's talk controls on this bad boy. Like I said before, this is a touch screen frame. The other one is not. So every 30 seconds, which is what I have it scrolling, or you can just do it manually. If you want to pause on a poster, I just tap the screen, tap pause. You can also see that there is a volume bar right here. This does support sound, but only if it's an MP4. So if you upload a video that you took with your phone, it's going to play sound. The one drawback on this frame is it does not support background music. Very important. The other frame does, this one does not. However, this one is touch, so you have all these features right here at your fingertips. Let's go ahead and hit play on that. That means it's going to continue to cycle through. So if you want to look at what you have in your library, you can drag up from the bottom, and that'll bring up the library. You can see we are only using the USB external storage right now. But you don't have to do this unless you pause it or unless you're looking at the gallery. When you turn it on, by default, automatically plug and play. It takes a minute to boot up and then you're off and running. Whatever your settings you had last time are going to apply when you turn it back on. So for example, let's bring this menu up. This little icon here, it's gonna be your slideshow adjustment. So you can see right here, switch interval, 30 seconds. If I want it to be more, there's several minutes. You can go down to 3 seconds. I like it at 30 seconds because I found that you don't get to look at them long enough if they're only on 5 or 10 seconds. We're gonna confirm that. Going through some of these, you can change your animation style. I leave it on default. You can change it to, all sorts of different stuff. Fade, carousel, whatever. I like the accordion, which is default. And then you can do some other things. Frame background black. You don't have to worry about that because you're never gonna see a black background. Captions, if you had a picture that's captioned with something, it'll show it. Honestly, a lot of useless stuff. You're gonna focus on the delay You're going to focus on whether or not you want to pause it. You're also going to focus on what type of transition you want to use going from poster to poster. I like the default. And if you want to scroll down from the top here, you can see you can turn on shuffle, which I have, brightness. And keep in mind, I have this at 75%. It's plenty bright. Even 100% is fine. It's just when you have the lower light and the ambiance in the room, I leave it at 75%. Let's pull that back down. So you can get to your frame settings from here. There you go. You can actually, if you want to mess around with this, you can have the temperature and weather display on it. Same thing with the other frame. They both have all of these same features. The big takeaways are this one's touch, that one is not, that one has a remote, this one does not, and also this one is not capable of MP3 sound in the background, and the other one is. So that's what we're going to focus on next. With both frames down side by side, same exact poster, same exact screen brightness. These are both at 75%. You can see that the picture is almost indistinguishable between the two. Like I said before, this one has a matte finish, this one has a gloss finish. But looking at these straight on, you probably can't even tell the difference. This poster box, or I should say digital frame, would appear to be a little bit bigger, but that's because the actual frame box itself is a little bigger and bulkier. This one is a little bit more streamlined. Both of them sit flush. The one on the left, which is the new touchscreen version, has a little bit of a clearance behind it where you can run your LED lighting. Obviously, that's optional. Let's get down to the differences between sound and no sound, right? So this one uses a remote. I showed you this in my first review video. We're gonna go ahead and pop up this menu right here. Let's go to settings, and you can see right here, background music is on. Also slideshow interval 30 seconds, very similar stuff. But again, you have to use the remote. Let's turn the volume up and see what we hear. Okay, so you can hear I have sound playing on this. The design of this frame, which is actually, like I said, a little beefier, the low end, I know you can't hear it coming through on this video. It's way better than I thought it would be. So if you have a nice, movie soundtrack playing and it's displaying a poster or it's going through some posters, it's gonna sound really good. The new poster on the left, or I'm sorry, the new frame on the left, like I said, it does not carry MP3 sound in the background, which is fine for me. This is in my game room. This is the first time I've used sound on this frame, so it doesn't bother me. I have plenty going on in here. It's loud. I have music playing. I don't personally use sound. So if you guys are looking for one that carries sound, make sure when you're buying your frame that you do the research and it's capable of MP3 audio. So I have 2 tracks in here. You can see this one is fading out, ending. No matter what, it will just play and loop through the 2, nonstop, unless you want to stop the playback yourself with the remote. It's a good feature, just not one that I use. Okay, couple different matching posters. Also got a different track playing. You can hear that sound going. That's that. We covered the sound. We've covered the differences. There is one key takeaway when it comes to the differences here. So this remote is an IR remote. I have about 50,000 LED RGB things going on in my game room. You guys well know that when you have a remote entered into the mix, you might be using it for your poster display or for your whatever. That doesn't mean it's not changing stuff on your other machines and other lights in your room. And that's the problem that I'm having with the remote. Now, if you have a game room with very minimal stuff, let's say you don't have a lot of lighting and you don't have a lot of those RGB remotes laying around, that's not going to be a problem for you. My thing is, I'm probably going to gravitate towards the touchscreen version because I want to be able to control it just by swiping, touching, and tapping. And that way I don't have to worry about a rogue remote controlling other things and changing other lighting and settings. Pros and cons, honestly, sound, no sound. Touchscreen, no touchscreen. Remote, but it might control other things in your house. Other than that, you honestly cannot go wrong with either one of these frames. They both have a spectacular picture. It's literally just personal preference. For the purpose of this review, I have turned off the LED lighting on the back of the Pro model. We're gonna do some side view here. So you can see, you can tell a difference in the screen between the two looking from the edge, and you can also see that this one is fatter. This one's a little over 2 inches, and this one sits completely flush on the back like a backlit poster box. Let's go around to the other side, and you can see this one is, like I showed you earlier in the video, measured. It's much thinner, and you have that little recessed area. It's not recessed actually, it protrudes outward, but you get the picture. They're both scrolling through, doing their own thing. Guys, they're a killer. I'm gonna go ahead and hang this up. Let's get this bad boy back up on the wall. Thank you guys so much for joining me. That's gonna wrap up today's video. And by all means, check out the new Pro version of the 32-inch Nextphoto digital frame. This is probably gonna be a staple, and that also means I got an extra one on my hands, so if any of you guys are interested, let me know. Grab your 15,000 movie posters through my exclusive link. Save $50 on that thumb drive. Plug and play. And that's going to get you access to all of these goodies. The free VIP area where you get the comics, you get the arcade posters, you also get the music. It's a no-brainer. Any questions, drop them in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for hanging out through the years. Check out my merchandise store. I got some bourbon and some gaming to get to. And until next time, guys, let's freaking lose.